Welcome, this is Nick Matucci, and I'm going to take you through the WorkOtter, my first project, specifically JIRA integration. JIRA is a very popular tool that supports agile methodologies, and WorkOtter has a deep and rich two-way integration into JIRA so that the project portfolio management and resource management features of WorkOtter work seamlessly in concert with your JIRA projects that can be synced in bidirectional manner. Let's go through it now so you can see how WorkOtter and JIRA work together. WorkOtter really seeks to be the central repository for projects as they flow from ideas all the way into planning and throughout the life cycle. So it just so happens that some of those projects could and very well might be agilely focused and might be syncing with JIRA. So we want things to start in WorkOtter, and then when they reach a certain phase, every project can decide how the planning of that project will go about. So you could use JIRA, you could use our two-way Microsoft Project Sync, you could use Excel, you could use our built-in Gantt chart, our built-in tabular view, or a built-in Kanban. These are all different techniques, but each project gets to decide. So if we go to the administration section first and show you how to set up the JIRA integration, it will tell you a lot about our integration, and then I'll actually give you an example of it in action. So to do that, you need to be an administrator, and you have this gear icon, and there's this JIRA sync under system settings. This allows you to set up the two-way sync with JIRA. And if you click on it, you would provide us with the home page. Now this is the cloud home page. Now if it's an internal home page, you need to have a properly sorted and upgraded system, and you need to allow our servers access. So contact us and we will help you and walk you through that. And you can see here you can choose between cloud or on-prem for your implementation options. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say save and continue. And then what we're saying here is within JIRA you could have many different workflows, and if you tell us any of the done statuses, we can actually go through your JIRA implementation and find all of them. So just give us one example. Don't have to pick more than one. Don't have to overthink it. Just any of these that means done or complete from one of your templates will work fine. So next we can go to project type configuration. And again, this is a two-way sync. So first we start you off with WorkOtter project types. And this is how do you want those to be mapped over into JIRA. And you can see this is actually going to pull data from JIRA now. And vice versa. Here are the ones in JIRA. How do you want them to represent themselves in WorkOtter? Continue. Here are the priorities. So you can set and map priorities back and forth. So in WorkOtter I have high, low, medium. In JIRA that's also going to be set to high, low, medium. Now in JIRA I've got a couple extras that I can also map back to WorkOtter. Okay? Very simple stuff. Now this is the most important page of the configuration because in JIRA everything was modeled to be an issue. It's just how the system was built, so everything gets called an issue in JIRA typically. So in WorkOtter we have different work types. So we have currently, and you can define your own in WorkOtter too. So I've created, out of the box you get tasks and deliverables and milestones. Those are the standard three. And then I've created in our administration, epics, products, user stories, etc. So what this is saying is if a task shows up in WorkOtter, a new task, what would you like to do? Well, we would like to create that same task over in JIRA. As for the rest of these, I'm saying in my configuration, do not sync them. Just leave them in WorkOtter. They don't need to be synced back and forth. And vice versa. You can see we have many different types in JIRA, and which of those do you want to sync back and forth or create automatically in WorkOtter. Okay, so this is a really important step to making sure that the things that you want to sync and the things you don't. Also, be very careful that you don't cross this up, because like if I create a task in WorkOtter, it'll create a task in JIRA. Now if I said if I create a task in JIRA, create it as an epic in WorkOtter, you get a little bit of a weird loop, so you'd be double creating in WorkOtter. So don't do that. Just make sure you're always mapping like to like in here. Okay, submit, and now you're done. It's that simple, right, to set up your JIRA integration. Now back to our workflow. What does that mean for you? So if I go now to a plan, and so just as we were saying, like maybe I've got this safety standards project that I want to run out of JIRA. So I'd already started some stuff here, but I really want to sync it and run it out of JIRA. So under this top menu, there's a sync option, and here I'm going to go ahead and start the two-way sync with JIRA. Now, usually these projects will be blank, but I'm doing this for demonstration purposes. So this project already has some stuff that we can start syncing back and forth. So this is saying select the existing project you'd like us to sync to, because oftentimes, right, when you buy WorkOtter or you set it up, you may have already started a project in JIRA. So this is nice. This is pulling restfully all of the projects you currently have in JIRA, or as the system says, leave it blank and we'll create a new project in JIRA for you. And you can even give it your own key or a different key if you like. Okay, so we will now enable the sync. That starts again the RESTful API, which is going to start syncing back and forth and tying these two projects together from these two systems. And now it's done. Now what you'll notice if you go to the plan and you click on it, you have now a more agilely focused view that wasn't there before. So you can see here it's going to be organized by release. You can see here it's already started to create and pull the JIRA keys and sync and link those to JIRA, so that's nice. And if we go into JIRA, and I think it was SS1, sure enough, here's our new project. This was created just now for us. And, we can quickly see our backlog is filling up from WorkOtter. So these were all created in WorkOtter. So what kinds of things can we expect to sync? Well, notice the description syncs, the assignee syncs, the title syncs, the reporter syncs. Okay, the estimates sync back and forth. So if you come in here and you want to log work, guess what? We'll actually create a timesheet entry for you in WorkOtter, and we will update the remaining work, and we will forecast the remaining work so that the forecast is right. So it's got a very comprehensive syncing capability, but it's just so intuitive and natural that people don't even know they're using it. Notice that the priorities synced. So you can see it's quite a sophisticated but simple syncing capability back and forth between WorkOtter and JIRA. And again, I can make changes here. If I want to change this time worked on project XYZ, anything I change here that syncs back and forth will automatically update in JIRA as well. So that's a quick update on the JIRA integration between WorkOtter and JIRA. And we hope you enjoy the syncing capabilities we offer.